Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome back. And just wait a minute or two. Probably 5 minutes. Give some people some time to come through. I don't know if anyone's gonna come through though. Maybe. Hey, welcome to the chat, y'all. Hey, Liz. Thanks for coming. Okay, looks like we got a few people in here. Okay, so welcome to the 5 of you, whoever you guys are. Sí. Hola, Melissa. Y feliz Navidad para tú o para ti. Y próspero año también. But have you guys been keeping up with the going on in the pro-black community? Or should I say pro-WACK community, really? Yeah. Bonjour, Patricia. Bonjour. Comment allez-vous? Ah, shoot. Comme ci, comme ça. Mais je vais bien. Hey, Merry Christmas to you, Washington. Bonafide. Good afternoon, Stephen. Good afternoon to you, too. Welcome. Looks like we got a good group of people in here. Merry Christmas to you too, Patricia. All right, so it looks like we got a good amount of people in here. So, what I wanted to come through and talk about was, the pro-WACK scammers in the black conscious, quote unquote, community an emphasis on con because these guys have been conning black people, especially black women, for a good minute now, for a while. And they know what to do. And I think that black people, especially black women, are very susceptible and vulnerable to this for some reason. Maybe I'm reading too much into this, but yeah. But y'all know about, Zaza Ali and all that with her. And to be fair, I don't know like a lot, but I know something about it. Like apparently Zaza Ali was supposed to be having this sort of like function, like sort of like a vacation getaway type of function, right? And about 39 people were supposed to be involved in it, and it was just for women, right? It was kind of like a women's vacation retreat, possibly on some pro-black shit, I don't know. But she collected the money but then canceled. And then as far as the refunds are concerned, I don't think everyone got their money back, right? So it's like, okay, where's the money at? Because I think she collected at least $1,000 from each person. And I think there was like 39 people who were supposed to be on the trip. 39 black people, specifically black women, supposed to be on the trip. So Ryan Damas, you must be new, Ryan. I haven't seen you here before, but welcome. I think I lost my train of thought. But yeah, Zaza Ali, she apparently got caught up in some scam stuff. And from what I heard, I don't think this is the first time she got caught up in some scamming type of stuff. I don't know for sure. That's just word on the streets. Now, I didn't see it on the news, but I heard about it being on the news. But I didn't see it on the news because I don't really watch television. Yeah, I don't even own a television at this point. I'm still debating whether to get a television or not. But yes, you notice though these pro-black scammers though, right? These pro-WACK scammers, really, because I don't really think they're pro-black. They're pro-WACK, but they're under the guise of being pro-black, and that's how they are able to slip into the community, throw you out some Malcolm X quotes, get your money, and skip town, right? Or either get your money under some like false pretense, right? And Zaza Ali, she ain't the first and she ain't gonna be the last. Yeah, I kind of agree, Patricia. You kind of, at this point in the game, you kind of really don't need the TV, but I kind of do like watching live TV on a TV. But yeah, like I said, Zaza Ali, she's not the first. She ain't the first. All right. I'm not even sure she's the first woman to do this. And as well, there's a colorism aspect that I could go into. I don't know if I should. Maybe I should just spare you guys with the colorism analysis of it, but and just keep it to like the whole pro-black thing. But yeah, it's just like another person, right? And you gotta watch these people because they tend to tell you things that you want to hear versus things that you need to hear, because those are two different things, right? That's part of the reason why I don't ask for money from you guys. And also, I really don't think nothing that I'm doing is really like, that astounding or awesome, Not to say that what I talk about isn't awesome or astounding, but it's kind of like, is it necessary to get a paycheck from it? And also, you got to be careful about who you're getting your money from, because like if I was getting money from like people who were swirlers, then I would feel kind of like maybe I shouldn't talk about swirlers, right? Because I would be biting the hand that feeds me, right? And that can just go for any group of people, of course, but I'm just using swirlers as an example, right? Like if I were to accept like a whole bunch of money from swirlers, then I would probably not be so quick to talk about swirlers, even though low key I'm kind of not quick to talk about them anyway, but I'm just saying. Bonafide 1970. It was supposed to be a health and wellness retreat. It got canceled without the foreknowledge of it would-be participants who weren't able to get funded. That wasn't very healthy. You know, it was healthy for her bank account, though. Right? It was healthy. I heard that she owes money anyway from some sort of a scam that she did previously. I heard that she has some sort of a connection with the FBI or CIA. I don't know. There's a lot of things going on. What's your point, UDG Sounds? What is your point? Ryan, do you think Amandla Steinberg claims blackness? I thought, okay, I kind of, I kind of did a video about this chick a while ago, and I already pretty much exposed her for the bullshit that she was on, right? I thought we all knew about Amandla Stenberg by now. I know we already know what she on. We already know what she on. We know what she about. We know, right? We already know that. I mean, does she have a choice but to claim blackness? Because as quiet as it's kept, she can't get far in the white world, and she can't get far claiming the mixedness unless when it's convenient. So the only section that she has to go through is the black area, right? The black section, right? Melissa Cano. So you want me to change my voice up or something? I don't know what you're getting at here. Ryan, you have seen The Hate You Give. I didn't. I didn't see the movie. I just heard about the movie. The movie, it's on some like fight the power shit from what I've heard. It was supposed to be a dark-skinned woman from what I heard. I don't know. She also says she was up for a part in the Black Panther, which I don't know how that was going to work. But apparently she said that she was up for a part in the Black Panther, but turned it down because she was going to, you know, help out the dark-skinned sisters. And she was on that pro-black wave too. And probably still is. The shadiness of mixed race, biracial, and light-skinned women. Okay, Andrew. She talks about colorism, but played the main character in The Hate You Give, which was supposed to be for a dark-skinned girl. Yeah. But to be honest, I really think that was a blessing in disguise for the dark-skinned sisters. Chrissy actually did a video about that. And like I said, it was on some fight the power shit. And you know how they love to push the dark skin and brown skin sisters to fight the power and to be mules for the black community. We already know that, right? That is what they want the role of a black woman or a brown skinned black woman to be in the black community, to be mules, right? They don't want them to be princesses, queens, shea butter goddesses, exoticals. No, they want them to be mules. All right. Andrew, I was going to mention the Black Panther thing. Looks like her wokeness is performative. I think it's, yeah, I think that is probably a good word for it. It is sort of like performative. It's like she's saying all the right things, but I don't know if she's really about that life, right? She's saying it because she knows she can kind of get somewhere with it, right? Because people love hearing woke shit from biracial and mixed and light-skinned chicks for some reason. Cave Monkey Tamer. I think I've seen you before, but I think this is your first time coming through. Amandla has a movie about falling in love with a Nazi called Where Hands Touch. I heard about that movie. I do find that a little interesting that, someone who claims to be so pro-black or who postures themselves as being pro-black would participate in something like that. But let's add that to the list, right? Just add that movie to the list of the bullshit that she be on, right? I'm like, at this point, I'm just like, all right, what else is new? To be fair, she's young, so perhaps she may be able to like redeem herself, maybe. But yeah, this is how pro-WACK scammers do. This is what they do. Brian Demas. Zoe Kravitz is interesting for dating white men to light-skinned dudes. What do you mean exactly? You're saying that she only dates white men or light-skinned men? Are you saying that she went from dating white men to light-skinned men? Andrew, Zoe isn't black to me. My personal opinion. You identify her as being biracial? I actually did a video about this a while ago about Zoe Kravitz because someone asked me my personal opinion about Zoe Kravitz and her as far as her like racial identity is concerned. I actually had done videos about a lot of this stuff that comes up. To the point now where it's like, okay, what's the new focus going to be? What's my new focus going to be on this channel? But yeah, as far as these pro-WACK scammers are concerned, watch out for them. Didn't we just have like Bill from the Advice show come through and was on some pro-black scamming tip a little bit? Brother Polite, I think, was on some pro-black scamming stuff. Dr. Umar kind of was like on some pro-black scamming stuff. Um, I don't know. Is Tariq Nasheed, has he been a part of that before too? Hey, welcome. What's up, Ebony? Come through. Yeah, Tariq. Yeah, I think so. I think he may have been on some pro-black scamming stuff too. I'm not. I'm not entirely sure about that though, but maybe. Um, Patricia, Tariq has brought us great documentaries. Hmm. Has he? I assume you're referring to Hidden Colors, right? Um, but of course, Hidden Colors wasn't put together exclusively by Tariq Nasheed. It was an ensemble of people, though. And that's not me being shady. That's just me stating the fact of the situation. Um, Melissa Cano, pro-black to me means pro-black man, not the women and children. Huh. That's why you got to watch these Negroes. That's why you got to watch these Negroes. Because that's kind of like the message that's being sent, right? That because again, I did a video about my pro-black checklist, right? Like a lot of this shit be circling back. Like I've talked about this before. I've talked about this before. But I agree. A lot of these dudes, these black men in particular, do be on more so pro-black men stuff, but they just don't say pro-black men. They just say pro-black and just have a pro-black man agenda and just push that. Hmm. Patricia, yes, it was, but the idea came from him. Well, he's not the first person to have the idea to put together a documentary, even a pro-black documentary, you know. Not being shady, I'm just saying. And also, he got money from that too. It's not like he did it for free. Let's be real. So, as far as that being like his redeeming factor or whatever we want to call it, well, if you're getting money from it, then I don't know if that's really redeeming. Andrew, WYM at Melissa Cano. I'm not sure what that means. Andrew, as in they exclusively, oh, sorry, as in they focus exclusively on black men, then yep, at Melissa Cano. you know, they focus on black women's money. Ebony, there are fake pro-blacks on YouTube. I can't stand phony, fake frauds from men and especially women. Now the women want to try and get in on it too. They looking at all the money that the men are making and like, oh, this might be a good thing here. This might be a good idea to jump on. Shit. Like, don't y'all want to make a quick buck or two being pro-black scammers? Or pro-WACK scammers. I tell you, I could probably do it. Well, I'm not that type of person, but if I were to do it, this is how I probably would do it. I would just tell black women what they want to hear. Just tell them that they're the best thing ever. Y'all never made a mistake a day in your life. Just tell you all the things you want to hear, right? And we know the black women, they are quick to support and give money, you know, quicker than the black men. For the black men, it's a little different, right? Tariq Nasheed got the black men thing down, right? He knows what they want. He really tapped into that market, right? He knows what they want to hear. They want to hear like, oh, you can be pro-black and be a swirler too. They want like he already knows that. That's why he always pushes that, you know. Bonafide, 1970. From last I heard, Dr. Umar Johnson was going to be announcing the opening of his school sometime early next year, but I don't know the details on that. I haven't heard him ask for more money as of late. Okay. Well, hopefully the school comes to pass. Or either he just gives people the money back, either way it goes. Ebony, I like the fact that you're real, Stephen. You and Chrissy. That's why I follow you. Thank you. I appreciate that, Ebony. Andrew, Tariq talks specifically to cis heterosexual black men who swirl or who want to swirl, right? He knows that's kind of like his market. Or as Cynthia G puts it, like dusty beta male coons, right? And you know, he always makes sure to bash the black women who swirl too, because that's what they want to hear. UDG sounds. How come we not pro power? This makes more sense. I kind of think that the whole pro black thing somewhat is supposed to include pro power. It's kind of like it's supposed to be implied within being pro black, like being pro black would lead to being empowered. All right. Andrew Bailey, I don't follow Cynthia G. She's homophobic. Is she really? I don't think Cynthia G is homophobic. I have heard her. I don't think she bashes people who are homosexual. I don't think. Well, sometimes she does like she does say like like when she's like insulting some black man, she's like the sugar booty essence or something. That's the only thing I really hear her say, though, I think. Ebony, it works with YouTube, but I'm not doing that pro-black shit. I'll do what works for me. I think that's what you should do. I think at this point, especially, you just need to act within your best interest because honestly, I feel like the whole pro-black movement is really... The true pro-blacks are gone. I made a video about that too. All right, the true pro-blacks, they gone. They ain't here no more. When you are a real, true pro-black, at least one of three things are going to happen to you, okay? They're going to try and buy you off. That's one thing. They're going to buy you off and kind of get you on their side. Another thing, they may exile you. They may try to like deport you or, you know, put you in jail or send you off to like some way off, far away ass place like Namibia. or like Kuwait, Antarctica, upstate New York, some way far off place that no one gives a fuck about, or they're gonna just kill you. If they can't get you any other way, then they kill you, right? And we've seen that play out, right? We've seen that play out in history already, right? Martin and Malcolm got killed. Marcus and W.E.B. Du Bois, they got exiled. Louis Farrakhan, Al Sharpton, and Jesse Jackson got brought off. Okay. Let's see, Ebony. I don't support the black comment. I guess you meant the black community. It's not like it used to be. It's trash. Yeah, you know, I can't say I blame you. Because I don't really think the black community is here for many people. We already know the agenda that the black community has. All right, we already know the agenda, right? Andrew Bailey, she said it's a choice. ... which is deeply problematic. Well, I don't know. That's like definitely a lot to talk about. But I never heard. Well, to be fair, I don't really follow Cynthia G like that. So I don't know. All right, but I'll take your word for it and believe you that she did say that. So you found that kind of offensive, or as you put it, deeply problematic. Okay. Virgo sensation. I think this is the first time you come through, so welcome. Black community is trash. Let's see. UGG sounds. That only gives them power in the black community, only with like-minded blacks. It gives us no real power in the US or outside of the US. It doesn't even give you power with all blacks. But I agree. But I feel like that's what people are going for when they kind of go on the pro-black agenda, though. I think that's their end goal. I don't really think that they ever get to it. I haven't seen that ever come through, but I think that's what they're trying to get to, right? But, I don't know for sure. But I feel like that's what they're aiming for when they try to go for the pro-black thing, though, right? Excuse me. All right, let's see where we at. Ebony, I don't follow Paris Milan or Sin no more. Paris. I'm not sure what Paris. Patricia, we don't. I think we need to have black economic empowerment. So, what do you think we should do to make that happen? As Marcus Garvey put it, I believe, I think pretty much buy black. It was a saying that he had, I forgot it, but basically it involves just basically supporting black businesses, right? I think that would be a start at least, right? If we can't support each other economically, then I don't think we're going to be able to do much else of any like major building if we're not even going to be frequenting people's places of business. And as well, black people who do have businesses, please provide good customer service. If anything else, just provide good customer service because a lot of times, I'm going to keep it real. A lot of times you go into black places or black, honestly, not even black businesses, just like black people in customer service, you will get shaded. Oftentimes you get shaded from by black people. Not all the time, but I don't know. I could go on the whole thing about that. Virgo. Paris tried to come and save these no no taps. That's the first time I heard that one. Talk about black love. As soon as she says something they didn't like, they turn on her. Didn't we all see this coming though? Honestly though, who didn't see that coming? That always happens, right? You go off script one time. One time you go off script and say something that these Negroes or any of these folks don't like, and they will turn on you like a pack of hungry wolves or like, I don't know. I called that out when she was beefing with Chrissy. I was like, I already know where this is going. We've seen this play out before. They did the same thing to Chrissy. That when like Chrissy was beefing with Crystal and Kirsten, because you know they love to hype up the black women to beef with Crystal, just like they hyped up Paris to beef with Chrissy, right? They hype them up to do their dirty work, to be their attack dogs, right? And of course, the black women, because the office so desperate for a cookie, you know, so desperate for some validation from black men, you know, so desperate to be called a black queen, you know, so desperate for anything, right? Any type of black male attention, they go along with it. Ebony. The black community, all they do is bash each other, expose one another, and make money off the community. I would say the pro-black conscious community, I think that's what they do. I think that's kind of like their thing. That's all. That just seems to be what they concentrate on. Exposing people, bashing people, you know. UDG. Yeah, I see it now. I was just wondering. Ryan, do you think Chris Brown and Drake have a light-skinned ego because a couple of months ago, Chris took a photo of him and Drake claiming that they are light-skinned king? Is that light-skinned ego? All right, Ryan. That is. When did this happen anyway? Light skin ego. Yeah, I really find that question to be interesting. Ebony. Sinji be on point with a lot of black men. I don't believe she hates black men. She just calls out bullshit, even with black females. I agree. I think some people, she gets painted that way. I don't think it's completely true. But I do think there may be some resentment there. I don't think she hates black men, but I think there's some resentment there, though. Some anger, perhaps. Maybe not hate, but some anger and animosity towards perhaps certain groups of black men. Maybe not every single group of black men, but certain groups. Hey, Moro, welcome. Thanks for coming. The subject is we're kind of like on pro-black or pro-whack scammers, people who kind of on a pro-black tip and they scam the black community. Like Zaza Ali is the latest one, and also we're kind of talking about pro-black YouTubers like um, Sinji and Paris Milan. Ebony, I'm for all people, not just black people. I really don't see no color. I love all people. I don't believe supporting your own race. I like all races. Okay, so it sounds like you are on more so a multicultural tip versus a pro-black tip, which is okay. But I just really wish that people, and this isn't directed at you, Ebony. This is directed at people who are like the multiculturalists, but they present themselves as being pro-black. I just really wish that they would just present themselves as multiculturalists who perhaps maybe have a concern for black people versus like, oh, I'm pro-black, you know. Melissa Cano, I saw that coming with Paris and Chrissy. I know, right? I like right with all right as it was happening. I'm like, we've already been down this road before. We've already been here, right? We got the dusty beta male coons. Um, this is bird circling. But yeah, we have the pro-black coons, and they are pretty much just instigating this. They're instigating this, right? Where's that bird at? I guess he flew off. UG sounds, or UGG sounds. I don't buy into the quote unquote buy black thing anymore because most of my customers and the people I network with are not black. Black people ignore me in my business. So I would be a fool to promote that. Well, I think black people should support black businesses. Think that I don't think that black businesses have to only deal with black people, but I think that black people should support black businesses. But, you know, we all have our right to support or not to support, you know. Ebony, Chrissy will always be better than Paris because she's real and she goes deep with colorism and racism. Okay. Hmm. I haven't really seen like a lot of Paris Milan stuff. I kind of feel like Paris Milan somewhat of a panderer, or a black male panderer, somewhat. Kind of like telling black men what they want to hear, perhaps. You know, perhaps trying to get a cookie, perhaps. You know, no shade. I'm just saying. Nikki Reed, Cynthia G is not homophobic. All right. Gabriel. Hey, Steven. And everybody. Hey, what's up, Gabriel? Welcome to the chat. All right. Gabriel. A lot of these pro-black YouTubers have mental illness for real. I think I don't know. I don't want to say that they have mental illness because I think when you say that, it kind of gives them an out. You know, it's kind of like, oh, you know, don't be like, oh, don't treat them badly. Don't, you know, punish them because they are suffering from an illness, right? So it kind of triggers you to be sympathetic and empathetic. And I don't think these people really need or deserve sympathy or empathy. Nikki Reed, I only support ADOS ethnic group. I think That stands for like descendants of slavery or something like that, or African descendants of slavery or something like that. Sounds. Cynthia G. best friend used to be white. I'm not sure if she has been burnt by whites, which is why she turned to the pro-black scam. Well, her ex-best friend is white. You know, sometimes I think when it comes to certain people, particularly like certain black people who have animosity towards white people, sometimes if you really listen to them, I feel like sometimes you can kind of tell that it comes from like a personal place, you know? Like with Chris Miller, for instance, I haven't really watched like a lot of his stuff, but from time to time I've sort of seen like something here or there. But I feel like for him, I feel like he may have had like some like really negative experience with white people that really, you know, got to him. And I think that's part of the reason why he kind of approaches the subjects that he talks about in the way that he does. Ryan, have you heard about that guy that got killed for going to a forbidden island? No, I have not. Moral, the problem with Zaza Ali, aka Ginger Daniels, she was federally charged for scamming and snitched to not get 30 years. The community knew this and still allowed her to stay in the community. That's because she's biracial, and you know the biracial females can do nothing wrong except for not date black men, specifically brown skinned and dark skinned black men. You do that and you'll be labeled all types of bed wenches, hoes, skanks, bitches, sluts, and they'll kick your ass out and take away your black card. Nikki Reed, keep being multicultural and they will turn on you with the quickness. Let's see. Moscas or Moscas. Must be new. I haven't seen you here before. Welcome. Anybody who hasn't healed, redeemed, or attained liberation is in sicko mode. So I think we all are, to an extent, suffering. I mean, ain't none of us been able to obtain anything like that. Patricia, for my part, Tariq is not a scammer because he made a product and sold it to a target community, the black community. He did quality series like any business-oriented person. You know, I don't think him making or, you know, putting together Hidden Colors is him being a scammer, you know. Sounds, I can't keep supporting people who don't support me. It's hurtful. I no longer have to worry about feeling that pain anymore because I don't even target blacks in my business anymore. Well, like I say, support that which supports you. And on the flip side, do not support that which does not support you. Honestly, if you do that and just have that as your mentality, I think you'll be better off. Ebony, Paris could be hating on Chrissy since she made a video about her first. Then Chrissy clapped back. I hope they aren't friends because Chrissy is too real, and if they are, oh well, not my business. I think they're just, you know, cool. You know, they're not going to be best friends. You know, they'll just be cordial. Nikki, American descendant of slavery. Okay. So folks who have a connection to the slavery experience in the United States, I'll say. Virgo, I'm not no race soldier either. Moscas, animosity towards evil, period, would be better. Yeah. Straight up, that wrestler isn't black when his mother is white. They don't breed the black race. No more than the black woman breeds the white race. Two different egg types. Okay. Personally, I'll say he's mixed, biracial, you know. His mother is like Puerto Rican, right? She looks like she's probably more so like on the white side of the Puerto Rican um, thing, or whatever you want to call it, of the Puerto Rican diaspora. Andrew, I was wondering why that specific incident with the wrestler got so much media coverage because of the fact he's super light skinned. Things like that happen all the time. Well, I haven't heard of that happening in that specific scenario, as far as like him being like a wrestler or being in some sort of a sport in high school and being forced to cut off his dreads right then and there or get disqualified. But yeah, a lot of media outlets were reporting that he was black, right? Like, and I think they partially why they did that was to sort of to sell the story more. It works better for the headlines when it's like, oh, black student forced to cut off dreads. You know, people react. Nikki Reed, it depends if that wrestler is black led or white led. Well, to be fair, I don't really know like a lot about the guy. I did do a little research and looked at his parents and his family. And, it looks like his dad may be kind of like African American. His dad may be kind of like mixed, perhaps. I'm not completely sure. His siblings kind of look similar to him. From what I've seen, like the texture of his hair is like, it's textured hair. It's not like, hair like his mom's. He was wearing dreads, so perhaps he was representing blackness of some sort. Melissa, I've heard that this white/Asian man, I guess maybe a Eurasian man, went to Saint Northern Island, which outsiders are killed on sight. I guess African Americans should do the same. Ryan, Steve, it's funny how people can assume you're mixed because your hair or your complexion, when black people, I guess because of your hair or complexion, when black people are original people, started mankind. Interesting. I think that is something to take into consideration. Washington. So he was light skinned. Um, Light skinned, biracial, mixed. Straight up. Being led doesn't determine race. Mitochondria DNA is the doesn't does not chromosome. I don't know. I'm not quite sure what you're saying up in there. Straight up, you were not straight up with that. Ebony, the older black generation that stood together, they stood for a lot of things, a lot of thongs. We would never have that generation again. Yeah, and that's because of integration in Loving versus Virginia. Bonafide 1970. It's a bit upsetting to me to see how the word conscious has been relegated to a de facto cuss word in today's black community. It used to, let's see, to be conscious is simply to be awake and aware of one's surroundings. Okay. I think it may low key be starting to become a dirty word, maybe. Like people are like, oh, if you're conscious, like, oh, they conscious. That's not a good thing. Straight up, chromosomes isn't the race. Andrew, at Nikki Reed, I disagree because you can have a white passing person raised in the black community, but they still have white privilege because of their phenotype. Lonnie, one love. Hello, y'all. Hey, Lonnie. Welcome. Thanks for coming to the chat. Thanks for coming through. A.O. Stephen, the average black man, I think you meant to put man and not men, perhaps, doesn't look like you. Exceptions don't make the rule, but you don't have to be mixed to light skin. I'm also suspect to be a mulatto, but my mom is the mulatto one. Interesting. But yeah, sometimes in the black community, we get into this sort of like a push pull thing when it comes to like people who look a certain way, quote unquote, right? It's like one minute you're pushing them away, then the next minute you're pulling them in, then it's like a push, then it's a pull, like it's constant like push and pull. Bit of a schizophrenic type of situation where it's like you're not quite sure what to do. Andrew, contemporary race is, I guess, operates irrespective of genealogy in many cases. Phenotype determines how someone is racially socialized. Nick Reed, in a system of white supremacy, everybody is black. Go study Neely Fuller Jr. Straight up, mitochondrial DNA is the race. I don't think so, Nikki. Nikki Reed, well, in my community, they don't have any privilege. Lonnie, one love. What's the subject? Well, I guess at this point now the subject is who's black and who's not black. I think we're on that wrestler, that black wrestler, quote unquote, who has dreads and who was forced to cut his dreads off right then and there, or else he would forfeit the match. And, some people, including myself, were like, is he black? Is he mixed? Is he white? What is he? Siramad, I think Siramad backwards. The man in the woods. Well, welcome to the chat, Sailor Moon. Patricia at Miss Ebony. What do you think the black community can do in our new reality to empower ourselves? Not sure. Andrew, At Nikki Reed, yeah, everybody is black under white supremacy during slavery, Jim Crow, and the civil rights era, but contemporary race theory affords white passing people white privilege. Okay, I think that is, you know, true. I think that white, like, Halsey, for instance, she would be considered a white passing person of color, the singer Halsey, right? AKA the Black Queen Halsey. Did y'all know they shamed Halsey for wearing her natural hair? They thought it was a wig. Um, Backwards. Suramad. Everybody is black, but what we're talking about in times of recent African ancestry is more important. Yeah, I would say that we're currently dealing with a racial hierarchy more than everybody black. Lonnie, well, he looks ethnic to me. Straight up, everybody isn't black according to mitochondrial DNA. Go on with your lies. It is so, straight up. No, it's not, Nikki. Ebony, it's sad how non-black people know how to stick together way more than black people. Read Neely Fuller Jr. Nikki, Nikki Reed says to read Neely Fuller Jr. Bro, if you can pass for white, then you're white. For instance, Clay Thompson is not black. I can't rock with that, Moro. But I get what you're saying, though. Andrew Bailey, Black Queen Halsey. Yep, y'all ain't know. Y'all ain't know Halsey was a black queen. Y'all know that's what they gonna. Y'all already know that if Halsey starts dating black men, that's what they gonna be pushing. Y'all already know that. But I don't think she really is down for black, down for that. You know. Lonnie. Well, that white man seen him as a non-white. True, he did get that non-white treatment. AO. Mulattoes don't belong in the black race. Black worry too much about mulattoes' identity, politics, and allow them to profit from their culture. Mulattoes are the Trojan horse in the black community. Okay. That's why I think some black people are the Trojan horse in the black community too. Straight up, Halsey comes from a white woman, and black women don't have to embrace a girl that's not our nation of sister, both through another race of woman. Okay. And then the rebuttal is going to be, y'all just jealous. She black, her daddy black. If you got one drop of black, you black. Y'all already know what the argument going to be. But yeah, Halsey a real black queen because, she wears her natural hair. But really, Halsey wears wigs, though. Or she's wearing wigs, though. But I think recently, though, she had wore her natural hair and people assumed it was a wig. All right, where are we at? Let's see. AO. My mom can't pass as black. She looks Southern European or Middle Eastern. Okay, so perhaps you have a white passing mother of some sort, maybe? Or a very racially ambiguous mom who has like a certain hair texture, certain skin tone, certain facial features, etc., etc. Nikki. Clay Thompson looks like a light-skinned black dude. Black people today can't tell people that have partial African ancestors like the elders did. That's true. I'm not sure how Clay Thompson identifies, though. Patricia. Miss Ebony. Yes, it is. We have more work to do than the others. We have been traumatized. The system don't want us to thrive, but we must take responsibilities and take action, or else who will? Straight up. So what, Lonnie? Your chromosome isn't race. Other race of women don't breed black race. Learn genetics. Milky Way. It's not profiting off culture, fool. Straight up. True, AO. Milky Way. Light skin and black cultures are intertwined in America. Straight up. Black men don't breed the black race. Black women does. Or do. And our eggs, through mitochondrial DNA, attaches the children into the black race. Lonnie, what about the black folks that don't care about the black community? You have mixed people that do. That's true. It's like, if we're going to purge some people, shouldn't we be purging people who don't give a fuck about black people? Milky Way. It should be more black American versus non-black Americans. Milky Way. You got a lot of immigrant profiting off black American culture. Yeah. Lonnie, at straight up. Chill out. Ron Williams. Hey, Ron. Hey, Mr. Williams. How's it going? Let's see. It seems like the dark-skinned black people want to push out the light-skinned black people and call them non-black only due to the fact that they feel that they don't suffer and struggle the same way. I think that may be the underlying issue. I really think that's what it kind of circles back to. It's like your black experience isn't the same. It's like we often approach it from a place of like pain and struggle and kind of like comparing each other's pains and struggles through blackness. And it's like, well, your struggle doesn't seem as bad as my struggle. Ebony. I wrote Paris in her inbox and told her about herself. She denied it, then called me a devil. Why? Because the truth hurts. I mean, I don't know about all that. Straight up. Lonnie. Black women, kids are born black through the black mitochondria DNA of a black woman's eggs. Let's see. Why do you think black men made sure their mixed kids wasn't thrown into the white race? Nikki, thank you, Lonnie, one love. You took the words right out of my mouth. UDG. What I don't get is why black men started attacking women who wear weave. I'm 44 and never ever experienced this until the last 2 or 3 years on social media. Where did this come from? I don't know. I'm not sure. But I feel like back before like the 2000s, maybe, I feel like if you were a black woman and you wore weave, you did get clowned. In like real life, you did get clowned. At least in my neck of the woods. If you were a black woman and you were wearing weave and it wasn't braids, then you got clowned for it. But now it's like, it's very much like standard for black women now. Andrew, straight up, or at straight up, then you're resting on the idea that black women are these breeding machines who have the sole responsibility of continuing the race. Yep, it's all on you, black woman. No pressure. Um, Moss. Black is a political disposition. We have no culture except maybe hip hop. Mm. Nikki, it's ethnic, or it's culture slash ethnic group, not race. Straight up, we are Andrew. Any man that bed into black eggs increase our population and change our image. Moral, Clay and Halsey are 25% black or less. Clay's father is mixed and mother is white. His father is from the island and mixed. So where is he black? He has has European nose. You and these, you and this nose fetish that you have. uh, you and this nose fetish you have, Moral. So I'm guessing you're not feeling his nose, Moral. If he had like a, quote unquote black man's nose, but looked the same, would it be cool then? um, I wouldn't completely dismiss Halsey and Clay Thompson and other folks from Blackness who are white passing. But, to be fair, I'm suspicious. I'm suspicious of people. You know, I gotta see how they represent, you know, who they dating. These are factors, you know. you know. And for me, I understand black people who do dismiss them. I understand that. I completely get it because we're usually it's like, well, we gotta have standards. We gotta have like a place. We gotta have like some stopping point. Like any and everybody can't be black. Right? But for me, in my personal experience, it's just a little different because of like familial ties. Andrew, straight up, the sole responsibility to create black people isn't just black women. Is all I'm saying. UDG. There's something wrong with the mindset of the younger generation. I look at my own kids sometimes and don't recognize them. They are in their 20s and they are just society brainwashed. Moss. We know European Western culture better than any African cultures. Merry New Year's, anyone? Lonnie, straight up, you know some stuff. Lonnie, just look up mitochondrial DNA and you'll see that's the race. Um, what are your thoughts about the recent surface video of Chris Rock, Louis C.K., and Ricky Gervais throwing the N word around on stage? Jerry Seinfeld was there as well, but didn't take part in it. I haven't seen that video. I haven't seen that video. I didn't even know that existed. I'm surprised. Usually the pro-WACK on this type of stuff. Andrew Bailey at Ron Williams. No shade. I just feel like light skins project their feelings of how some of them don't feel black enough during conversations of colorism to absolve their participation in anti-blackness. um, Straight up, Andrew, our eggs is the race not your sperm. You carry mitochondria DNA, but can't pass it on. Only women of all races do that. Do. That's the strings that attaches children into race. AO, I'm light skinned black, and to me, dark and brown skinned blacks should represent the race in every are as they are the majority. There's their common features in the black race. Well, I don't think light skinned people as a whole are arguing to like represent blackness as like the primary person or whatever. Ugh. Hmm. Somebody barbecuing. Smells pretty good. Moral. I don't think. Sorry. Moral. No. I think some of these light skinned people should not see themselves in passing people. Stephen, you are light skinned. Clay is a quadroon. And so I get what you're saying, Moral. You're saying like, oh, you shouldn't see yourself reflected as a light skinned person. You shouldn't see yourself reflected in a white passing person. Do you think that maybe light skinned people should see themselves reflected and in like darker skinned people, or do you think that they shouldn't do that? Hmm. Andrew Bailey, straight up. So the Y chromosome doesn't matter. Straight up. Y chromosome is the boy. You're not the only man in the race that carries that. Okay, a lot of people felt like it's disrespectful to say that black folks don't have culture. Um, Nikki Reed, exactly, Stephen. If you don't care about black people, regardless of phenotype, they need to be canceled. True. Straight up, Clay is white. Well, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say that Clay is white. I would say he's white passing. Um, but it's an argument against that where it's like, okay, how come white has to be only like 100%? Because to be fair, not all white people are like 100% white. To be real, some are, but some aren't. I don't give no fucks about Ronda Rousey. Moral. UG sounds. I don't get clowned in real life for wearing weave, but it happens on social media. Should we, in return, start clowning black men for not owning businesses or being dominated by white men? Yeah, you should, but y'all know better than to do that, though. Mass Amos Kos. Oh, really? Please describe this black culture. Andrew, African American vernacular English, a lot of trending fashion statements, folklore, humor, reggae, cumbia, merengue, bachata, tango. We influence the world, famous dances, foods. I would say that would be more so like blackness as a whole versus black American folk. Nikki Reed, I'm light skinned and if anybody within our group wants to represent the group to the best of their abilities, regardless of phenotype, they should. Straight up. Rhonda grandfather is mixed race from a white woman and a black man. Rhonda may have black family, but get eggs from her white mother. That's what makes her white. All right, Mr. Williams. Look at magazines and watching TV. My whole life, I really believed until a few years ago that most blacks were medium brown or light skinned due to the fact that people talk so bad about dark skin. Huh. Really? Like, I know for me in like my personal, like day to day life, in the area that I was raised in and I grew up in, the black people there were like brown skin and dark skinned black people. So for me, those were the black people that I saw in my day to day life. Moscas. Andrew, or at Andrew. Oh, okay. So you don't know what culture means or is. If I don't know, I would agree, but that's not culture. Right, sounds. And Nikki, right? This is very strange to me. Instead of society's black men worrying about building something as a whole and getting power, where they are worried about we. Straight up. Andrew, not all black men come from black men. Let's see, Lonnie. I know white women that have mixed kids. Their kids are darker than me. Mm. Strong African genes, I see. Milky Way. Ron, you gotta travel, man. Or at Mr. Williams. You gotta travel, man. America's a big country. Lonnie. Hell, Kamora Lee Simmons' son with that African is dark as hell. Look black to me. That's true, but Kamora Lee Simmons, she's part black herself, though. Lonnie, straight up. Again, Lonnie, that doesn't mean that white woman egg mitochondrial DNA breeds our nation. Andrew, at Moscos. Is it a possibility that your idea, if culture is funneled through how white people define culture? If so, then decolonize your idea of culture and embrace everything we've created. All right. Let's see. Moral. I think we should know our tribe. I know my people. Straight up. Lonnie, you're judging by color of skin. That's that one drop rule that have affected bleach folks like you. It's just chromosomes, but Kamora Lee eggs is Mongoloid, Asian, inherited from her egg or from her mother's eggs. So you're saying like only black women can have black children. From what I've heard, only black men can have black children. They make sure to push that Shit. Um, UGG. I watch non-black men in marketing and entrepreneurial groups on YouTube speak about business all the time and how to make it reach 1 million. But when I turn to black channels, it's all about weed and race. Hmm. Andrew, I think Clay is racially ambiguous. Lonnie One Love, bleach folks like who? Straight up, Clay is not full white in his chromosomes, but what makes him born into the white race is his mother's eggs. Clay is white with black family, but not kinshiped with our race. Well, how do you explain Clay's basketball skills? They definitely didn't come from his white genetics, right? Moral. Some Middle Eastern and Arabic people have a certain percentage of black in them, but they are able to classify them as white. Ron, or Mr. Williams. Black folks really don't have culture. It's sad that things that black people claim as a culture a lot of times are really insulting. Ghetto ways of life, such as music, the degrading lyrics. Let's see. All right, Smiles and Twisted MD. Okay, so it looks like you're a new troll, Smiles. You're one of the new trolls that's coming through. Andrew, at Mr. Williams. The idea of looking at quote unquote the ghetto was a tool for whites to shame black people. It's our responsibility to reimage blackness outside of the white gaze to recognize our culture. AO, colorism is not a myth. I'm from South America and light skin colorism is rampant over there. Nikki, colorism exists, but I think a lot of YouTubers have taken it to ridiculous levels. AO, Clay, Stefan are going to be future face of the black man. um, Lonnie One Love. So Serena daughter is black. Moral. At Smiles and the Twisted MD, I was shown your audition tape for American Idol. And in the comment section, your white cousins commented in the YouTube comment section. So you being a white woman saying colorism isn't real means nothing. Stay out of black business. Snap, snap. Ebony, Paris is not really pro-black. She just uses it to make money off of YouTube. A lot of people can see that. Yeah, it's true. Well, I won't say. I don't know that to be. I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not sure. Right. But being pro-black can be a hustle. We all know that. All right. We've seen people come through and hustle through the black community. Patricia, owning the majority of the hair industry should be one of our priorities since black women invest in like it so much. Same for men with entertainment and sports. Good places to start. Moral: Clay plays basketball like a white man compared to Steph Curry. Sorry. Patricia, yeah, that's not going to be possible in America. Andrew, sad how people think we don't have culture, but yet we're the most copied, imitated, and Xerox people in the world. Yeah, I already see Cardi B been able to make a killing off of this, quote unquote non culture here. Straight up, many black women really have been bullied by black men to think non-black women children is black from black men and black women mixed kids is only black is only mixed, non not black. Sad. Lonnie, Miss Ebony. I'm subscribed to her channel, but I'm glad I have a mind of my own and grown because these people on YouTube are crazy and dangerous. Yeah, you gotta watch out for these people. You gotta take what they say with a grain of salt because some of these people will have you going to your job, cussing out your white, boss, supervisor, owner of the company or whatever, and getting you fired if you listen to what they saying and take it like, just take it to heart and take it literally. Patricia, everybody seems to unfortunately profit off the black talent and creativity. The latest one on the list who profits off black people are Asians. Andrew, don't get fired now. Hate white people in silence. you know. Lonnie, straight up, it goes both ways, bro, with that mixed shit. Straight up. Black women can be colorist too, only preferring dark skinned brothers the most over other complexions of brothers. Well, at that point, it just becomes a preference, right? It's just a preference. And it's all good to have preferences until, they aren't the preference, right? UGG, you ain't lying. I remember watching Roots years ago and went to work the next day and had thoughts of punching my ex manager. Milky Way, yeah, I'm making them Asians rich. Or sorry, yeah, y'all making them Asians rich. And they don't even respect our culture. Well, are black people really something to respect? They don't act like it. Andrew, straight up, colorism is structural and systemic. That works against dark skin collectively. Their preferences for dark skin probably has been informed by the white supremacist idea that dark skin is more dot 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 straight up more masculine. Moral. Culture means the art and other manifestations of human intellectual achievement regarded collectively. When it comes to art, blacks in America invented rock and roll, jazz, ragtime, rap, country, swing music of the 50s, new jack swing, R&B, blues, gospel music, Zataran, etc. Andrew, you better come through, Admiral. Bonnie, who are these trolls saying Americans don't have culture but want to benefit off our pain? Patricia, you are right, and we should take action to stop them because it will never end. Black culture is so rich, but not protected enough. Milky Way, they steal our culture, then talk shit about us. Moral. We make Asians rich by going to the China buffet in restaurants. Black men want black women to put down the weeds, but black men can't leave General Soul sesame and sweet and sour chicken combination plates alone. And I'm sure that some black women are eating those plates too. Moral. And I see black women in the Chinese restaurants and frequenting them too. Lonnie, I'm not trying to talk. I try not to talk about non-American blacks, but they are some of the biggest coons. Ebony, what I love about Cardi B, she keeps it real. Everybody loves her, even me. To you, Lonnie, I go on YouTube for my sweet and sour chicken. AO. Cardi be calling dark skinned women burnt roaches. Well, she didn't mean it. She was just joking, right? That's what they are saying. Oh, I was just joking. Yeah, I had meant let's see. I had meant to mention this earlier when we were on the subject of Halsey, but Halsey actually has out a new song. It's called "Without Me," and I feel like that song really captures the relationship between, or the relationship dynamic between like black men and black women. And if you really listen to, that seems to really speak to the relationship between black men and black women. Just another reason why Halsey is a black queen. Let's see, where are we at with these comments? Ebony at AO. She only called a few. She said not all dark black women. Them dark women who started with Cardi B, they called her ugly. Lonnie, Miss Ebony, you don't like Paris, but you like Cardi B, girl. Bye. Andrew, a lot of non-black American people don't get it. I'm the son of immigrants. Straight up. Let's see. Andrew, you said you're the son of immigrants. Where do your parents come from? Straight up. Andrew, Lonnie thinks non-black women can make black kids. That's the ignorant mind of black women like her. But a non-black woman don't accept a mixed child by a black woman until into her non-black race. Moral. Corrupt African politicians are coons too. Melissa. Cardi B is the colorist. She wants Offset back. They deserve each other. Mm, Cardi B did take up for Gabby Douglas when they were coming after her with the hair comments. Roach looks better than Cardi B. Moral. At Miss Ebony. So calling dark skinned women burnt roaches and dead black babies monkeys is keeping it real. Okay, I didn't know about that other part, Moral. She called a dead black baby a monkey. And I think Cardi B is probably going to have to deal with some colorism for a child because I think her daughter is kind of like brown or dark skin. Hey, welcome to the chat, Palooza. Bienvenida al chateo. Milky Way. Milky Way. Cardi B is racially ambiguous as F. Can't tell what she is at all. Tomorrow. Ebony. Cardi looks like a whole thumb with cold sores. Sorry. Cardi has afro hair texture, Milky Way, I think. Nani. Her daughter is beautiful, but people will talk about how dark she is. So it's okay. Cardi B is not black. Do y'all think Nicki Minaj is not black too? Moral. Miss Ebony, that's why dark skinned women should separate from women like you. Stay over there with your thumb faced friend. Cardi is not black. So why comment on skin tone? Milky, Milky Way. Cardi B be looking like her breakfast. Stink all the time. Straight up, Cardi is light skinned Afro Latina. And now everybody coming for Cardi B. Mhm, 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 mhm. Palooza. Have you seen Cardi's parents? She's less Afro Latina and more just Latina. She's mostly identifies herself as Hispanic. Straight up, I don't buy Cardi anything. Nicki is black, but wear light makeup too. Look lighter. She's less Afrocentric Latina. Mm. Just an ugly mulatto. I guess to say Cardi doesn't have a lot of fans in this chat room. Andrew, the fact that we can't decide whether she's black proves that she isn't. Well, not necessarily, but it proves that she's ambiguous. Nikki identifies as black. A.O. Nicki Minaj called black women nappy headed hoes. You see, whenever I heard Nicki Minaj say that, I always assumed that she was saying it from the point of view of just saying like, "Oh, y'all black women just need to get a perm, get with the perminator." I felt like she was just saying it like, "Oh, as a black woman herself who just has a perm, she's like, y'all just some nappy headed hoes who need to get a perm." Not like, "Oh, I have like, quote unquote good hair and you guys don't." Andrew Bailey at Miss Ebony. Nicki isn't black and Cardi don't bother nobody. You're done for the day. No shade. I'm guessing Dougla is like East Indian and black. Well, East Indians can be dark skinned, you know. I had a classmate who was Dougla and she looked black. You know, she was blacker than me as far as skin tone, at least. Moral at Miss Ebony. I'm not weak. You're weak for running after white passing mommy who don't like you and uses dark skinned women to fight in the club. Hmm. Yeah, it's really interesting how people view race, you know. Palooza. Nikki might be mixed. I thought she was black until people started specifying her background. Also, did someone say she's biracial? I always just assumed Nikki was black. I always just accepted her as being black. I feel like that's how she's treated. You know, she dates black men, you know. Y'all are going in this chat section, I see. Well, Nicki and Cardi are like the face of female rap right now. Oddly enough, you couldn't get a darker skinned, non-racially ambiguous woman. But we all know the black Negroes aren't going to go for that. Yeah, Lonnie, I do remember that. She actually got on stage on BET and she was like, oh, she hesitated to do Black Girls Rock because she's biracial, you know. Which I thought was kind of strange. I don't think Nicki Minaj is racially ambiguous. Am I getting bad reception here? Well, I'm going to bring this video and this live stream to a close. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for participating. Thanks for the feedback. I might come through again later on, but thanks a lot and catch you in the next live stream. Adios and goodbye for now.